Final game of a wild week 3 in the NFL. Wow, what a stop by the Eagles defense.
The rolling on the field stands.
And there won't be any need to review this one. Hurts the throw, picked off. Trayvon Diggs, pick 6.
4th and 2 here. That was Dak Prescott doing his thing.
Just thankful for everything that I've been through, just to be back out here doing what I love at the greatest place to play football.
He is Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, what is it that we do?
We get the people what they want.
Jalen, who is joining us later during this half hour?
The Fly God, West Side Gun of Griselda, will be here to talk about the album of the year.
Well, we will get to that, but we start with last night's Monday Night Football matchup between division rivals Eagles and the Cowboys, and that is Dak Prescott getting emotional before the game. During the game, he got busy. The Cowboys and Dak won easily 41-21. What do you think about this dominant performance from the Cowboys?
I suffered through the years and shed so many tears. That's the first thing I thought about when I saw Dak. He hadn't played a home game in almost a year. We saw his ankle turned in an opposite direction, and we saw his team struggle without him. During the offseason, he got a big contract. Now he's back healthy. He has weapons all around him. His offensive line is doing a great job of keeping him clean. But the key to Dak Prescott, like most quarterbacks, is balance. Because when they run the ball more than when they pass the ball, they're virtually unbeatable when he's at quarterback. Ezekiel Elliott, 2 touchdowns in the first half. Pollard ran really well. That level of balance, now you can go deep to CD Lamb. You can hit Schultz for a couple of TDs. Wilson also caught a touchdown pass. All is right in the world for those who wake up on a daily basis and try to force content about the Dallas Cowboys. You can troll them today. They could be your lead topic today. And I told you this was gonna happen. This is why their old owner, Jacoby, said he opened up Cowboy Stadium so God can watch his favorite team play football.
Yeah. Well,
so that's what everybody's doing today. Celebrating the Cowboys because they look fantastic on national TV, something they hadn't done recently.
Well, they look pretty good against the Bucs in the opener, but Jalen, here is what Ezekiel Elliott said about this offense and all the different weapons that they had, and I found it really interesting. That's one thing that I like about this team. Everybody can eat. It's not just one person out there making plays, and him and Pollard are actually a nice dynamic duo in the backfield. You mentioned all of the weapons they have around them, but it doesn't end with the offense. Defense played really well last night. Micah Parsons gets a lot of attention. He's a very exciting rookie, but Diggs, to me, was the player of the game. What do you think about the defense of America's team?
It was great to see the Cowboys defense actually have a pulse, something that it hadn't had in the last couple of seasons. The change of defensive coordinator is making a big difference. And I'll call my guy, number 97, Big Double O. Give him his props too. He had a sack and a half. But you're right. Diggs was out there physical with the Heisman Trophy winner. On the one play he fell and he took it to the house. On a couple of plays there were knockdowns and physical play, and it seemed like he was always there. So it was great for the Cowboys again to see both sides of the ball play outstanding football on a big stage.
And you think about week 3, we saw the Bucs and the Rams face off, right? And then we saw the Packers and the 49ers face off, and the Cowboys. Those, to me, are the top 5 teams in the NFC. As the season develops, I believe they will separate themselves from the rest of the competition in the NFC. Mr. Rose, it was a tough day for our guy, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts came on Jalen and Jacoby. We were so excited to watch him perform. It was a tough day from him, but we will move on because yesterday was NBA Media Day, usually a day where we talk about the new players and new uniforms and how exciting it is. But Mr. Rose, yesterday's Media Day was all about vaccine. Let's listen to some of it.
Anything that's to do with my status, vaccination, I'm just going to keep that private. I'm just going to keep fighting for what I believe, and whether it's one thing or another, get the vaccination or not get a vaccination, who knows?
Just following up on Steph, the idea of having a starting small forward not there for 41 home games, is that something that's acceptable as a as a teammate, or do you just have to understand that's just might be the price of this?
Acceptable is a strong word. It's not ideal.
I would like an explanation to, people with vaccines. Why are they still getting COVID?
For me, I did what was best for me and my family to stay protected. I'm vaccinated.
Obviously, living in this public sphere, there's just a lot of questions about what's going on in the world of Kyrie, and I think I just would love to just keep that private.
I have a lot of people in my family that I'm tight with, and that I spend a lot of time around, and I'm just not going to put their health or their lives in danger because I want to hold a big research when as a kid I had to get shots my whole life.
Jalen, what do you think about all the hubbub about the vaccinations on Media Day?
I love this show so very much because I appreciate us covering each side. And shout to the president of the Players Association, CJ McCollum, who acknowledged that 90% of NBA players are actually vaccinated. Now, they're not the WNBA, who I say they should follow when everything gets confusing, who are 99% vaccinated. However, that means approximately 80 players are unvaccinated. Why does that number matter? Because it affects the entire dynamics of the NBA season. It affects the standings, it affects lineups, it affects betting lines, and it affects goals. So this decision, if you're a player that lives in a city or a state that designates that you should be vaccinated in order for you to participate at work, for you not to choose to do so, you're now also acknowledging that you're willing in a lot of ways to sabotage the goals that the teams had going into this season. And we saw that dynamic play out in Steph Curry's commentary versus Andrew Wiggins' commentary. I'm not going to only solely make it about the money. I made it about team first and accomplishment first. Now let's talk business. What can somebody text you right now and say, if you do this, I'll give you $30 million?
$30 million?
Yeah.
First of all, I'll do pretty much anything for $30 million, but you can definitely take my left pinky finger. You can take a meat cleaver right now and chop off my left pinky finger if you give me 30. You know what? You can have my ring finger too. You can have two of my fingers and a kidney for $30 million right now. There's very few things I wouldn't do for $30 million. One thing I definitely would do is get vaccinated.
Well, like you said on the pod, also with that pinky, you can put it on a necklace and I'll put a ring on top of it for that kind of money. And in all seriousness, though, the conversations that we're having, we really have to digest what we're hearing. Bradley Beal, terrific basketball player. I love him so very much as an intellect, as well as somebody that people say that we look like. They say that to him too. With that being said, he said, why are people that are vaccinated still getting COVID? Getting vaccinated doesn't stop us from getting COVID. It's a prevention measure. That's what it's designed to do. That's what it's designed to do.
I have to stop you right there, Jalen. Two things. Number one, you look nothing like Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal looks nothing like you. I don't know where you get that, right? Number two is I am vaccinated and I got COVID. However, the science shows that when you get COVID after you've been vaccinated, the symptoms are lessened and you don't go to the hospital. That's what I would tell Mr. Beal, and he does not look like you whatsoever.
And one of the things about being a current player, I played 13 years, and being a former player, I've been out of the league 15 years. You're never going to make that money back. You're never going to make that money back. It seems right now that you got forever to play, but life sometimes works in mysterious ways. And I hope that any money that gets lost during this dynamic, people are able to make up. But usually under these circumstances, that kind of money is jackpot money, Jacoby. You got to go grab it. And so if it means going to get vaccinated in order to go to work, now I'll see people in all different professions that have decided, I don't want to get vaccinated because my job requires it, so I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to resign. There are people in the United States of America across the world that are doing that. More power to them. But in the case of a team dynamic, these players are contracted and also obligated not only to be present if they're able for their job, but for their teammates as well.
For all those reasons you detailed, I'm predicting that we're talking about this a lot now, but by the time that this really starts to impact whether or not people play in preseason games or practice, you'll see that 99% vaccination number that the WNBA has. Moving on to some actual basketball, Joel Embiid was asked about all the drama surrounding the Sixers and Ben Simmons, and here is what he said on Media Day about this tricky situation.
I would probably say I'm disappointed because, obviously we haven't won anything, but look at what we've been able to do. Obviously we haven't done anything in the regular season, and I got to be better. Everybody's got to be better. But I still believe that, we got a chance to win with him. I know he's going through a lot, and, I guess just got to let him, be himself.
Jalen, if you're Joel Embiid, do you want Ben Simmons to report to camp, or do you want Ben Simmons to be traded?
You want him to report for selfish reasons because it enlightens the value of the player that you're trying to move. I've talked about this for years. I believe in Joel Embiid as an anchor franchise caliber player. To maximize his game, he needs to be 15 to 18 feet away from the basket and dominated that color area of the floor. Not have his point guard also needing that real estate to function at his best. So based on that, before he goes in and negotiates his new long-term deal this offseason, Daryl Morey, Doc Rivers, they all acknowledge we plan on moving Ben. Now, what's going to allow us to do it? Is him gaining his value back is the easiest way. Other than that, you're going to end up with a James Harden type deal where you're not going to get the same level of value in return. So Joel wants him to show up for that reason. And also, lastly, they need him. See, what happens is, just because Doc said we can't necessarily win a championship, or he didn't know, or whatever he paraphrased, he didn't say yes. That's the whole point. When you don't say yes, the player's like, oh, okay, cool. Y'all go ahead and do it without me. Let me see how you are now, Joel, without me. And so that's the dynamic that they're juggling. This is going to be ugly before it gets better. We know he gets moved. It's only a matter when.
Jalen, joining us in just a few brief moments on this program, one of the hottest rappers in the game. It is Bills Mafia Capo, West Side Gun of Griselda, joins us right after. Coming to you live above the Heineken River Deck here at Pier 17 in the Seaport. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, who is joining us on the show right now?
Today is an extra special episode. The Fly God took time from his aerial pursuits to ground himself to join Jalen and Jacoby, the capo of Griselda, West Side Gun. Welcome to the show, family.
Boom, boom. You already know, man. Love, man. Love.
Yes,
it's been a dance. Long time coming. Everybody been on here but me, man.
We're so happy to have you on the show. We're going to get to your new project, but I have to ask you about the Bills to start. What do you think about the Bills' start to the season?
I'm going to say it like this. You know what I'm saying? Super Bowl, man. Super Bowl, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had to get that first game out the way, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how that go, but Super Bowl, man. You know, you see what we did to the Dolphins. Shut out.
They did shut them out. That was big time. What does the Buffalo Bills mean to the city of Buffalo?
I mean, besides Griselda's the Bills. You know what I'm saying? It's like we went through the 4 Super Bowl losses, of course, but you know, one thing about us, even when we didn't go to the playoffs for almost 20 years, the games were sold out. You know what I'm saying? People was going through them tables, man. That's not gonna stop. Like, I think Bills have one of the most dedicated, diehard fans in all of football. You know what I'm saying? Just look at the history, and you know what I'm saying? Now it's just we young, and I think the Bills' success and Griselda's success is going hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Nelly when the St. Lunatics and St. Louis won.
Yep, that's a great example. That's a great example. Greatest show on turf. That's a great example.
Yes,
what can you tell us that haven't been to a Bills game, what the environment is like outside of that stadium?
Man, you know, I'm the biggest wrestling fan in the world, so being at, you know, a tailgate outside the Bills game is like a wrestling, go to see wrestling, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the energy is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just a big community. You know what I'm saying? Bills Mafia representative, you already know. And, you know, it's just like I said, it's the best fans in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get some of that good Buffalo beer in you. You know what I'm saying? That homegrown, and they just go crazy. You know, them tables, man. You know, we made that famous. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, I'm a wrestling head, so you definitely gonna see people. I got so much footage on my phone, just people going through tables. It's crazy, man. You should have seen what we did last year in Kansas City, man. Even though we lost to the Chiefs, but the tailgating was crazy. We showed out. They were scared.
I must thank you. Because, yes, Kanye dropped a new album. Yes, Drake dropped a new album. But you know what album is better than both of them? Yeah, I said it. HWHS. Better than both of them. Congratulations. Please enlighten the rest of the world about this classic project you just dropped.
I mean, I'm glad you said it, because I say it every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? So at least I got a good cosign, but you know, HWH8, you know, side A is incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I consider myself a master curator. You know, it's not all about me. I'm like Magic Johnson, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm the best at what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's all about a team sport with me, which is Griselda, and I just do my part every time. And you know, it don't have to be, you know, being the best MC in the world, but I think I make the best projects in the world, and that's all that matter to me. You know what I'm saying? I assemble the best MCs in the world, put them all together over that 90 classic hip-hop sound, and we just do us, you know what I mean? And it's, you know, I have my lane, you know what I'm saying? You know, Drake had his, you know, party and singing, and Kanye had his gospel, and I take you to Eastside Buffalo.
Well, we appreciate you, family. Looking forward to seeing you at some wrestling matches, Bills games, and we definitely coming to some shows. Definitely coming to some shows. Thank you for the love, family.
Man, it's all love, man. Thank y'all, man. You already know. I got to come on here soon again, man. You know what I'm saying?
Soon
I know Benny is like a resident, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, Benny love being on here, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know, we all love you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all love you guys. Anytime you ever need us, let's do it. I would love to sit front row wrestling. We need to do all of that, man, for real.
Appreciate you, family. Love.
Man, love, man. Peace to y'all.
Jalen Jacoby, time for one of our signature segments. It is cultural or regional.
Let's go.
Jalen, my people. There's a gentleman who's a Baltimore Ravens fan who is getting a tattoo for every one of his team wins. But there's a way to do this right, but that's not the way to do this. Look at these terrible tattoos. How many wins do you think they're going to get, and what's it going to look like?
Call your cousin, dog. This is definitely cultural. And if you're going to get tattoos on those thighs, you got to hit the gym. so they pop off a little bit. And if you're going to put a summary next to the win, you're going to run out of room at some point.
The Ravens are going to end up with like 10 or 11 wins, and this dude's leg is going to be a complete mess. He already regrets this. Like the Tucker one, look how bad that Chiefs win is. Did he do that to himself?
All I know is this. Man. We're the only program in the game that have had each of the locks and each member of Griselda on the program.
Big shout to Westside Gun for coming through.
The industry taste-making program. See y'all tomorrow, ESPN 2, 4 o'clock.